Hello and welcome everyone, it is me, the Lover, also known as the Power to Do this, back for you with another episode of the Morphtronic Rank Grind, and starting this one with a little bit of a different thing, with a replay. I couldn't help myself over the holidays, and played a couple of games here and there, and this was one of the games I got into that I still wanted to showcase, not only because it had a very silly ending, but also, you know, because I did make a misplay at the end of this, which I will get into when I get to it, which I kind of wanted to, on the one hand, highlight, you know, not only for you guys, but also to kind of remind myself, you know, I'm also like, you know, someone that is, of course, learning and constantly improving, because even I am not perfect, and I'm doing misplays, which I think a couple of you should be aware of by now. But yeah, our opponent is going off on some silly dragon stuff. We have seen, you know, Black Metal Dragon for Red Eyes, Darkness Metal Dragon, making Romulus, adding Ravine. You know, we see discard Remus for another Ravine. Dragon stuff. This, by the way, is like a whole lot of nonsense that our opponent is going to do, to end on essentially functionally nothing. Like, this is, I think, this probably was like the wackiest Dragon Link combo I've ever seen. Like, we're seeing all the motions, you know. Striker Dragon 2 hits the board, and like one combo line we see LP bring back Red MD, Remus into Hieratic Seal, and then we turn all three into a World Chalice Guard Dragon Almarduke. I felt like this was a good point to Ash, because I feel like, you know, most of this stuff happened off of, you know, one Black Metal Dragon. So I was like, you know, not really a whole lot of uses in, like, disrupting that. But yeah, the tributed Heavenly Spheres floats into a Parlor Dragon Maid, which will dump Changeover, which, you know, we will use to return Parlor, and Fusion summon into Show. So we have just gone like 10 cards deep to make Show pass, which is fairly impressive. So yeah, Show will summon back the Nurse Dragon Maid here, also grabbing Parlor. Parlor will dump her Dragon Form in Lawpaw, which is kind of funny. I decide to lead with the 1-for-1 and get Maxx C on that, which is, you know, it happens to the best of us. Once or twice during Master Duel rank, you will get Maxx C. But 1-for-1 was like the one where I most confidently felt with the lead, because if 1-for-1 gets showed, I'm like, okay, yeah, I have like normal summon, converter, repair unit in hand. I can probably cook with this. Turn this stuff on into a Linkuriboh after hitting Telephone, which is, you know, the usual stuff. You know, everything fine and dandy from here. Resolve Salphon and oddly do not get showed. I think a lot of you already know where this is going, because we're playing a certain Link 5 in the extra. Decide to get greedy here and do fire the Smartphone. I feel like ideally you don't, and just commit into the Underworld Goddess if you're running it. But I was like, okay, yeah, you know, realistically, if our opponent didn't show us on like any of the previous activations, no shot, right? Underworld Goddess hits the board, negates the opponent's entire field, and from here on out we can, you know, continue cooking. Bestial Serenia activates here, which does complicate things a bit. I was thinking this, like, I was like, okay, yeah, you know, Bestial, okay, Bestial or Linkuriboh, go ahead, you know. What is that gonna do? Ended up, you know, going for, you know, the one interaction that we do not speak about. Which you will see a lot of in this line, because, yeah, playing into Maxx C is not great. So, yeah, going, you know, telephone, Salphon, and then Salphon for a Smartphone here, which is met with an Ash Blossom. You will, which, funnily enough, still called by it, so, you know, that's a thing. For a moment when this initially happened, I was like, you know, shit, now it's all going downhill, getting ashed and everything. He starts finding all the hand traps he's playing off of this Maxx C. Going into formula for that additional draw, going Nightmare Phoenix, because, you know, I can neatly co-link this with the Underworld Goddess, discard one of the Remotants in hand, get that draw in, and just continue, you know, link climbing through all these guys into what will possibly just be an access code talker. Unicorn here spinning back the Serenir so that doesn't get any additional value, and just commit into the access code here. I do just like kind of say, hey, you know, I might as well try and go for it, which is why I assemble access code Underworld Goddess here and go directly into combat. If they draw a Bestial, they draw a Bestial, and they in fact do. They find Baldrake, which does put me in a bit of a sticky situation, I think is a good way to phrase it. I do put the smartphone on the board because I still, you know, have a bit of things left in hand. Grab the repair unit here off a smartphone. Converter is still live, which is very nice. Usage rate is 0.001%. Did I just see that correctly? We gotta get those numbers up, guys. Tag out, smartphone and telephone. You know, we've seen these lines. You know, they're a classic at this point. Goes for the Druid Worm. I'm just like going through, you know, bodies after bodies after bodies. This 6 that I just rolled will become important later, by the way. But I'll get to that when we get to it. As you can see, our opponent is getting dangerously low on, like, you know, extra deck cards, on, like, main deck cards here. But, yeah. I just, you know, suffer for a telephone here. I hope to, like, maybe find a remote or something, anything that, like, possibly lets me put another body on the board. And this is just painful. Like, this is just painful. Look at this. Look at this. The one over there taunting me. Like, yeah, you do not get to win off of this, you know? But, you know, we'll get into, you know, more of that later. I do pass here, but before that happens, let's quickly highlight that 6 again that I rolled previously, which is, you know, the one thing I did want to get into with this replay. Roll a 6 here, which is this telephone that, like, then, you know, spiraled into these 3. I could have at that point just resummoned Remoten, use Remoten to banish Boomboxen, and since I do play 2 Boomboxen, I would have a discard for repair unit, put the Boomboxen on board, turn Remoten and Boomboxen, into which, you know, this would essentially be the Remoten, this telephone here under the EMZ. So we are essentially still where, you know, we're still getting to, like, a similar position as, you know, we are right now. But because I can add Boomboxen for the repair unit, put the Boomboxen on the board, this is like two cards left in deck at this point. I can turn Remoten and Boomboxen into Power Tool Dragon, and from there just go Excel Stardust, Revive, and then, you know, they lose to deck out, which is the ideal play. I kind of tunneled here, so that is, you know, my bad. They have a lot of cards in hand. 22 to be exact. That's a lot of cards. I was kind of hoping that, you know, in end phase the Magnamod would, you know, force them to add a dragon, and then they, you know, just kind of are screwed. But yeah, sadly Magnamod can also add from the graveyard, which I wasn't aware of. So that's a thing. So yeah, they start playing, make a Heavenly Spheres, try to Druid Swarm my monster. Put a Lubellion on the board. Royal Lubellion, by the way, must be nice. I wish I had a Royal for this deck, but I have already privately declared one day I will dump ungodly amounts of, like, crafting resources into a Royal Southorn. Or maybe something else. Yeah, show it's the boards. We attempt to equip Black Metal Dragon to Red MD. Just like a big bunch of dragons are assembled here. We activate, you know, everything. Hospitality, Parla at start of combat, wants to tag out into show, wants to tag out into Lawpa in the grave. Show negates the Apollo, so here, so I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. even with the 9-6 life points, as I've calculated past this, I'm not living this, but suddenly this happens. The time limit win. Which is a little bit silly. But yeah, what 22 cards in hand does to a man. Yeah, just wanted to showcase a silly little replay. And with that out of the way, I will throw you back to, at this point in the time, past Laval for me, but still, you know, future Laval in terms of like when these, you know, duels occur. It's weird. Let's just move on. I guess we are in contention for a rank up, which would be highly appreciated. I'd take that. Though I would like to win the coin toss, if you know, we're in a rank up moment. I'm going second, yeah. Fenrir, Ash, and Engine, please. Manifesting it right now. That'd be pretty darn good. Well, at least that is Ash. Also, since it's, you know, in my opening hand, I've swapped around the redox ratios a bit. I did a bit of TCG testing for, like, the list, because I wanna, like, of course, adapt this into the TCG. Which is, you know, the way a lot of my recent Morphtronic lists go. I play something in Master Duel Ranked. I like it, and then I try and, you know, adapt it into the TCG as best as I can. Which I did with this list. I'm opting to play a Foolish Burial instead of the third Reactant. So this way you can, like, open both Reactants, be, like, you know, completely fine, of course. But you are not stuck with, like, as many dead cards in deck afterwards. Foolish Burial is at least, like, a decently good card, you know, to just, like, have in the deck. Yeah, we're ashing Branded Fusion and then kind of, you know, skill checking if this is, like, a good branded player or not. So yeah, tell me, are you a good branded player or not? We don't have a response time. Okay, so not a good branded player. Didn't find Caught by the Grave, which is unfortunate for our opponent. Normal Summon Quem, though, is like a very good one. This is not the Fusion one. Yeah, this is not Cartesia. Quem is just a tuner. But possibly like a lot of silliness that can, you know, happen with this. Oh, this can, you know, just summon Fawn of Abbas, which is kind of nice. Still like a decent bit of disruption. Huh, that's kind of tough then. Not really a use in, like, foolishing a guy, I think. Although I do believe we have to kind of foolish something. Do we have a way to, like, play around this Albas just, like, absolutely ruining my day? Because I don't think we do. That's, like, the problem. We might need to get, like, a bit lucky. But I feel like that's a given, you know. I'm a gambling man, as, you know, most of you should be aware by now. So yeah, I think we dump Boombox in here. We got a special smartphone. See what we can reveal of this. Maybe find out what that last mystery card in hand is, you know. That's of course also very interesting. It's another copy of Boombox, another smartphone, a cell phone. Ooh. That is an interesting one. If we can get to Apollosa before we make, or before we are forced to make the Reactant, I think we can cook. I have not normal summoned, so I can Converter this smartphone into a can't go cell phone here, is like the problem. We'll go Saffron anyways, just see what we find, you know. It's gonna be the smartphone, okay, that we put back on top, of course. Finding an Earth monster would be massive here, like a Morphtronic. Saffron's pretty huge. Then we could just make Underworld Goddess, right? I feel like that's a good medium, you know? Go like turn Quem and these 4 into Underworld Goddess. So that way we have, you know, Quem out of the way. And possibly also, you know, just a big gal to protect ourselves. Repair units. We might need to get a bit lucky here and find a Remoten. That'd be very cool. Because then we are really off to the races. Remoten? Remoten? Sad. Yeah, I guess then we are pretty much just passing on this. But I think we're in pretty decent shape. Because I do if... normal summoned if a monster leaves extra deck. Branded opening is also just protection, right, for a fusion. And Aluba only summons itself back if a fusion leaves the field. So yeah, I guess we hope that good top decks are ally of the powerful, and then we got our rank up. This felt like the one line I could have taken here. I don't know, because like the problem is like any Apollosa line I could have taken it with Remoten or Telephone would have required me to like link something off beforehand, which is, you know, not great when you're just running into a Quem. Converter's pretty good here. I don't... No, should have self-found beforehand. What am I doing? Oh, did they top deck an Ash? Oh, that is highly unfortunate. But I guess I'm not getting punished for my mistakes then. Because I can still fire the Saffron. So this like kind of resolves in a similar manner. Could I not miss a 6? That would be very lovely. One last turn, I guess. One last chance to like turn it around. But yeah, I should have led South on, of course. That's like just me seeing, okay, well, I can get to remote in here and go off, but never punished, or like not really punished. Drew a Swarm. Oh, this does target. That is unfortunate. Also triggers Regained, which is unfortunate. Banishes, draws one. Though... Okay, somebody really wants to get rid of this Underworld Goddess. My god. Well, you better have a normal summon. You don't. Well, then it might be reacting for game. We just stick the reacting and try to go for game. Let's activate Cellphone. Let's, you know, this time activate Cellphone properly and could just stick reacting and try and go for game, but the problem is that I can't normal summon this Gadget Gamer and potentially lose out on a lot of value if they have a second Beast here. So I think we'll Gadget Gamer here. Try and go in with that. There is a response window. Normal summon, target a Beast here, special it, yep. Okay, so it wasn't game either way. Yeah, it's just Telephone pretty much here to add. We will go Gadget Gamer just to get, you know, that out of the deck. It's been a hot minute. Yeah, we'll go Telephone here. I think as we saw, Druisworm does indeed target. So I believe we just make... We could just make Savage, right? And Savage just kind of deals with it. Though I would like to go Excel Synchro Stardust. This, I think, is the way. Braver still blanks the Druisworm, and it's technically also more like fodder. Because we can go through the Excel Synchro Stardust and get another Southbound onto the board, which is very nice. 2 more chances at Remoten, and Remoten gives us access to Reacton, and Reacton possibly just wins us the game. Should have probably deck thinned with the Braver first. But just wanted to see if there's like not maybe a way I can sneak in a formula draw. But I feel like, yeah, it's just Braver. No real thoughts. No thoughts. Head empty. Summon Braver. Equip 3 cards. The tedious work of selecting these by themselves. I'm very... Yeah, we'll go second Southbound here. Hopefully find Remoten finally. That would certainly make things a lot easier. Smartphone. Smartphone could add us an Earth, which is very nice. Six. There is indeed Remoten. Not, you know, at a point in time where I would have liked to see Remoten, but, you know, it is Remoten nonetheless. Yeah, we'll pick up Remoten. It's getting pitched for Reactant anyways. Yeah, we'll fire Reactant here. Discard Remoten. Summon the big man himself, you know. Got mine in the mail today, funnily enough. Fittingly enough. Then we will make Formula. Because I would like to make Baron with this. Because Baron still deals with the regained beforehand if they do happen to have another Bestia. And it's also a draw, you know. We do like those. Oh, that's a good one. And then we'll just make Baron with these 3. Go Baron, pop the regained. And then we can just go to combat. Baron into Druisworm. Druisworm doesn't trigger, and it is Braver for game. Let's go. Yeah. This is like the one issue that I like in 99% of cases have with like, I guess, branded. Like, if you resolve branded fusion, it's insane, because like branded fusion does like functionally 99% of silly stuff you could want in this game. But yeah, anyway, hold this Ash Blossom, which means we are Plat 1. And this icon down here, it is looking mighty fine, if I do say so myself. Yeah, this is the list. As mentioned, the minor change to this is the one Foolish in the main. Which, you know, there's that. As mentioned, reasoning is mainly opening Reactant is like fine and dandy. But if you find one and resolve it, you still have like 2 left in deck, which isn't too great. This way you only have 1 left, and Foolish is still Redox access, while also just like being a good card in general for the deck. That is why I kind of swapped that around. I feel like that's like a decent, kind of small optimization. But before that, Plat 1, yeah. The final stretch, I guess, before that, you know, one silly goal I set. It's great, because I'm so fond of this list. It is so nice. So yeah, not a whole lot more to add, except, you know, the usual stuff. It's just incredible, as I've mentioned in the last couple of videos, especially, you know, around the 700 subs Q&A, that you guys still keep tuning in. It's impressive, the amount of feedback that I am getting, and I couldn't be more thankful for it. So with all that out of the way, I will thank you guys very much for watching, and be seeing you guys again next time. But until then, goodbye.